Apparently, I can't tie a tie. That's why our analyst Ryan Kroger's here. You know what I also can't do? Detail the college football 12-team playoff. That's why our analyst Joe Palacic is here.
Well, listen, the Kansas City Chiefs, all they do is win games. I don't know how, I don't know why, but they have 16 straight one-possession games. Well, I don't know why you two aren't excited, because I'm excited because Arch Manning is going to win the Heisman. He's the most talented quarterback in the last 5 years that we've seen. I know we got Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, other guys. Arch Manning is a dual-threat quarterback. He can do it all. Laugh all you want. Now, Syracuse, their season's been abysmal, disappointment, unacceptable. So many adjectives to describe how bad of a season it's been. It's the worst since the 1969-1970 season. My dad wasn't even born, not to mention his four other. Listen, you guys can laugh all you want. Arch Manning, the skill he has and the maturity of his level, he could lead this Texas team to a national championship. 11 goals on the year for the grad student from the Netherlands and 7 game-winning goals. Guys, just to put that into perspective, if she had her own stat line, that would put her second in total goals on the team. Well, Jameis Winston did, in fact, eat a W against one of the best teams in the league in the Baltimore Ravens. Then 11 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Michael Leo buries it, eyes in the back of his head. Yeah, my hands are on my head too. So I was thinking, was I going to go Drew Aller? No, because it's not really a favorite, but he's an underdog in Ryan Croke's eyes. Well, you two are clearly getting cold for Christmas because Ole Miss is on the nice list. Welcome into NCC Sports. I'm Jake Bowen. Syracuse men's lacrosse began ACC conference play against Virginia in Charlottesville on Saturday. The Orange were red hot, winning their last 4 games coming into this matchup. Syracuse head coach Gary Gait in his 4th year with the Orange, and a familiar face, Lars Tiffany, on the other side in his 9th with the Cavaliers. We'll pick this one up in the first. The Cuse got on the board early, courtesy that snipe from Owen Hiltz, but trailed 5-2 after one. We'll jump now to half number 2. The Orange came out aggressive. Here's Wyatt Huddle racing around the defense. He sizzles it in to tie the game at 6. Then Michael Leo, the junior, says, hey, I want in on the action. A nice shot fake from the junior there. A nice move around the defender. He slots it home. The junior racked up his second goal. A couple minutes later, he ended the day with a hat trick. Under 5 minutes to go in the third, Peyton Anderson winds up and buries it. The freshman phenom regains the lead for the Cuse. Now just over 2 minutes to go in the fourth, all tied up at 10. Owen Hiltz tickles the twine, the game-winning goal for the Cuse. The redshirt senior scored again on the empty net and ended the day with a hat trick to propel the Orange to a massive 12-10 win over the Cavaliers. Head coach Gary Gait addressed his team's mentality after getting out to a slow start.
We've talked about the adjustments, obviously, but we've been trying to not take a time to, stop and. We want to stay involved in the game, and I think that's, again, was just another scenario. We're out here, we're talking about the game. We're not in the locker room sitting down just focused on us. We're focused on what's going to happen in the third quarter, so I think that helps us.
Back in the 3-1-5, Syracuse women's lacrosse hosted number 11 Virginia on Saturday for Senior Day in the JMA Wireless Dome. In the first quarter, it's Emma Ward to net the first goal of the game for the Cuse on the power play. That put her at 298 career points. And then a cutting Melita Cotter ties the game at 5 with a minute to go in the first. Now 5 minutes to go in the second. The free position shot by Jolie Caramelli hits off the post, but Cotter again is there for the rebound. She flushes it through to give the Orange a 2-goal advantage. Cotter with the ball again. She finds Emma Ward behind the net who finds a wide open Gracie Britton for the score. Syracuse led 9-6 going into the half. Now under a minute to go in the third, Emma Ward looking to make history. And she does. The assist to Annie Parker makes it official. The graduate student's 300th career point makes her the 7th player in program history to reach that milestone. Syracuse went on to take down Virginia in a thrilling 13-12 win. Here's head coach Kayla Trainer reflecting on Emma Ward's historic day.
It was a lot of fun to coach in this game today. I give our players a lot of credit for making plays when they need to make plays, and it seems like we loved playing 1-goal games this year, which is really good for us. We are battle-tested, and I also am just so happy and so impressed by Emma Ward. She's just had an amazing career here. She's just been battling it out all year for us and just been a great teammate and great leader, and I'm just really proud of her.
Staying in the Dome, Syracuse men's basketball guard J.J. Starling and forward Donnie Freeman announced on social media that they will be returning to Syracuse next season. The junior has one more year of collegiate eligibility. Meanwhile, the freshman passed up declaring for the 2025 NBA draft to return to the Orange for his sophomore year. Both hope to restore the Syracuse standard after its fourth straight year without an NCAA tournament bid and its worst season since 1969. Well, it's safe to say that Syracuse athletics had quite the weekend. Meanwhile, fourth-seeded Cornell men's ice hockey had an opportunity to punch its 9th career ticket to the Frozen Four and cap off a weekend to remember. The Big Red took on the second-seeded Boston University in the quarterfinals in Toledo. Mike Schaefer in what could be his final game as the head coach of Cornell, 30th season with the Big Red. Early first period, though, Dalton Bancroft. Shot goes off BU. Ryan Walsh there for the rebound. They'll call it off. A hand goal, no good. We'll flip to the late third period now. Cornell trying to stay alive, and it's Jack O'Leary off the post for the equalizer to tie the game at 2. It would send this game into overtime. And in overtime, Quinn Hudson for BU shoots one in from the point, and the puck finds its way through, sending the Terriers to their third straight Frozen Four. The win by BU ends Schaefer's 30 seasons with Cornell. 561 career wins as he reflects on the impact the players had on his career.
The second thing I ask these guys, are you willing to commit yourself fully? Absolutely fully. And I use this all the time with them. Absolutely fully without knowing the end result. And man, these guys did that. That's an ideal team. And I have the ideal team, man, and the ideal players, ideal culture. And I couldn't be happier and more proud than our players in our program.
Well, Joe, what a year for Mike Schaefer. But on the bright side, baseball is back. Your Yankees take on the Tigers. They played them yesterday, lost unfortunately. They're back at it today in just a couple hours. First pitch, 110.
Well, Jazz Chisholm has been fantastic with the torpedo bat, and he posted on social media this morning 24 degrees in Detroit.
Crazy.
And we'll have more weather for you coming up next in snowy Syracuse.
On the courts, Syracuse men's basketball faced North Carolina on Saturday. It's been a down year for both teams who have underperformed this season. The Cuse was a game and a half away from falling out of the ACC tournament. Meanwhile, UNC was fighting for a bid to the NCAA tournament. Which team gave itself a boost over the weekend? Let's head out to the Dome to see how this one turned out. Immediate defensive pressure from the UNC Tar Heels. Ian Jackson, the freshman, the steal there, then he scoops it up, and then the slam for a 10-8 UNC lead. But the Orange, they kept it close in the first half. That layup by Peter Majstorovic made it a 15-14 UNC lead. But Ian Jackson was once again too much for Syracuse. He hits the three there, then I step back. He was 4 from 6 from downtown in the first half. Jackson wasn't the only one on fire from deep range. There's R.J. Davis, the senior veteran, gets the lucky bounce for the three-point bucket. UNC shot 7 of 15 from 3 en route to an 8-point lead at the break. In the second half, though, J.J. Starling, he came alive, a tough and one there. Only 2 points in the first half. He had 20 in the second. Just under 10 minutes to go now. Eddie Lampkin in the paint. He's been there all season. Flushes that one down to tie the game at 62. His 11th double-double of the season. But you know, a program like North Carolina is going to have multiple scorers. Jackson, 23. Davis, 19. How about Jalen Withers with 19 of his own? 14 in the second half. He was a dog for the Tar Heels. I mean, look at this tough and one from him right there. But J.J. Starling had something to say to Withers. Cookies, give me that. He finishes the tough and one. The junior, 20 points in the second half. He had 22 on the day. Now 40 seconds to go in the game. A 2-point lead for UNC. Elliot Cadeau blows by Jaquan Carlos to seal it for the Tar Heels. A 6-point victory for North Carolina. The Cuse Lewis allowed 88 points, the third straight game, giving up 80 or more points. And I mean, Syracuse defense just unacceptable and abysmal this season. 13 threes allowed, nearly 50% shooting from the Tar Heels from beyond the arc. It's just disappointing and inexcusable. Also, real quick to mention, 13 threes allowed. Those 13 threes for UNC tied a season high from its opening game against Elon. And you don't see Elon and Syracuse in similar categories often, but that
You don't
time
even see
it just
Elon
happened
in
to
the
be so.
headlines that much.
When you lose T. Higgins, it's definitely not going to increase your chances. I have Jaden Daniels, one of the MVP lists, and a lot of people think he's going to have a sophomore slump. His stats, 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns. I know he had 800 plus on the ground. This is the team with the third most cap, over $80 million to get him bigger weapons. And Jaden Daniels is one of those quarterbacks who's calm. He's composed. He knows his reads. And when you have guys like Alameda Zacchaeus and De'Ami Brown going off in the playoffs and coming up in big games in the regular season, that's how you know that a quarterback is mature and not really clinging to his wide receiver one and Terry McLaurin. Listen, the Commanders, they went far, and I think they'll go far again next season. Well, Ailey, Syracuse men's basketball is on the verge of missing the ACC tournament. The Orange they'll hold the final spot in the ACC tournament, the 15th seed, and, well, they take on NC State, who's the first team out of the ACC tournament. Now, not every team will make it this year. It's not going to be a gimme automatic bid because of conference realignment. You've got West Coast teams in Stanford, Cal, you got SMU and Texas coming to the ACC tournament. So Syracuse and NC State, it's going to be a crucial game. And what I'm looking out for tonight is Syracuse men's basketball's defense. They're going to have to put together a complete showing if they want to come away with a win. Syracuse's defense, well, it's been an utter disappointment. They've collapsed over the last 5 games. They've given up 80 or more points for the 5th straight game and have allowed 4 of their last 5 opponents to shoot over 48%. During that time, their Syracuse is 1-4. On the other side, though, NC State, one of the worst offenses in the conference. They average below 70 points per game, which is 3rd lowest, and also shoot under 43% from the field. That's 2nd lowest in the ACC. Now, if the Orange were to lose tonight, they would be in position to miss the ACC tournament. And more questions would arise for head coach Adrian Autry on what his future would be with the Cuse. Pitching was the X factor on both sides in the Syracuse Mets' 2-0 loss to the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders in Game 2 of a Wednesday doubleheader. Syracuse pitcher Brandon Sproat bounced back after his last outing of 6 earned runs, giving up only 2 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings work. Manager Dick Scott reflected on the pitcher's performance.
I thought he did a good job. I thought he mixed his pitches a lot better tonight. His last outing, he really relied on his fastball, and it got banged around a little bit. But tonight he mixed his pitches good. I thought his changeup and his sweeper were good. Had a really good sinker tonight. He got some ground balls. He gave up some ground ball singles, but the ball was on the ground. We turned a double play behind him, so I thought it was a much improved outing.
On the other side, the Rail Riders pitched a complete game shutout. Starting pitcher Sean Boyle led the way, pitching 5 1/3 scoreless innings and striking out 9 batters. Manager Dick Scott discussed how he was a problem for his offense.
Well, I mean, he threw strikes and worked ahead, and he had a really good changeup tonight, and it just kept our left-handed hitters off balance. You know, he'd get behind in the count and throw his changeup, and he'd throw another one on top of it, and we just didn't make the adjustment.
Despite not scoring a run in either contest in today's doubleheader, Syracuse has a chance to rebound tomorrow. It takes on Scranton Wilkes-Barre with first pitch at 6:35. But for now, reporting from NBT Bank Stadium, I'm Jake Bowen, Citrus TV.